Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome to my renovated Lower East Side apartment. We are in the entryway. You can see we are surrounded by mirrors. Basically, none of this was here because I gutted the whole place, but once I did that, I decided to wallpaper the entry to kind of give it its own little area. This sneakily hides my junction box. So looks pretty, but actually is very functional. This building was built in 1929 and has been slowly renovated as people kind of purchase and flip the units. So we have some kind of old touches there. The door is original. This little guy is original. This again, probably not original because they obviously didn't have this in the 20s, but quite old. So these shelves, they say New York scaffolding. I bought these at a place called Big Reuse that has a warehouse out in Gowanus. So I had them cut down and then stained to fit the space. And then these are actually old wrought iron brackets that I bought at a flea market in Maine. A lot of what you see up here is also antiques. One of the things that I wanted to do when I renovated the space was make sure that it still kind of felt old New York-y and didn't lose all the character, because I had to completely tear out the kitchen. Nothing had been touched since the 30s, so it was in pretty rough shape. I tried to restore it, but make it seem like it could have been here for quite some time. So like the subway tile could feel original, the floor tile not so much because it's a little bit funkier. My contractor actually, when he saw this, was like, this is too trendy. Everyone's gonna hate it in 5 years. It's gonna be terrible for resale. But I wasn't doing it for resale, I was doing it for me. I did bake you guys some cookies. This kitchen was actually what sold me on the apartment. It's pretty big for New York City standards. Like my arms don't even reach across. I love to cook and especially love to bake. This little area that we're standing in right here, when I first saw it, there was a closet here. I had the idea to tear out the closet and I thought that I could make like a big open kitchen situation. We did demo and we figured out that the sewage pipe actually runs behind here. So we kind of framed it out into a little pedestal and wrapped the bar semi around it. Cut to post-pandemic life. I've been working from home for 2.5 years, and thank God I now have a place to put my little fake desk. So once I tore out the closet over here, I realized that I needed some space for coat and like cleaning supply storage. So I had a local company in Brooklyn build out this guy here. So I have coat storage on either side, and then down here I have like boot storage. Over here is my little mini dining area. This is a wall of exposed brick. So when I bought the place, this was covered up by plaster. When we started demo, I could see the brick peeking out, and that was like my #1 thing that I had on my wish list. This piece of art belonged to my grandma. You can see it's in sort of like a weird 1970s vintage frame. I haven't changed it because it hung exactly like this in her house. I like that I have a piece of her with me in the apartment. I actually recently bought a new couch. I now have a little chaise lounge at the end, which is wonderful. I try to keep it pretty neutral in here just to make the space feel a little bit bigger. I always have a candy bowl. Clearly, I don't really like orange taffy. This is a little cloud cat bed. My cat is hiding because she hates strangers, but normally she'll sit up here and watch the squirrels and the birds. This bookshelf is a mixture of all my antique tchotchkes. You can see I collect quite a few of them. I have a little bit of a problem. I love to buy things for what I call my future country house. It doesn't exist. I can't afford to have it, but like maybe someday, you never know. This actually also was my grandmother's. I wouldn't really call it an antique. It's probably from the 80s, and you can see it's sort of like chipping and like falling apart a little bit, but I just like can't bear to get rid of it. So this piece of art over here, I paid $20 for the digital download, and then I printed it through Costco and then had it framed via FrameBridge. This chair is relatively new. It is also one of my cat's favorite spots because she loves this kind of scratchy material. It just fits in this little space, but I like the idea of having just like a little reading nook with this little light and the art. It's cozy. This bathroom, it was a little bit scary. So it also, like the rest of the place, was fully gutted. We took out the tiles, we took out the tub. So I did penny tiles again to sort of stick with what would have been here originally. This is an original old clawfoot tub. That was like my #1 thing that I wanted in the bathroom. It belonged to an old client of mine who found out I was renovating and was like, oh, I have like an old clawfoot tub in my garage. Do you want that? Clawfoot tubs can be really expensive. This one, I paid her $250. I hired some people to re-glaze it. My contractor and his guys lifted it in here and like shimmied it into place. So it's never leaving. I literally don't think they could get it out. I did a pedestal sink in here so that I had a little bit of like countertoppy space without having to do a full vanity unit, just because I wanted the visual space down below. This piece is also vintage. It was $40 at an antique store. There is a piece in here that I got at an amazing flea market in Portugal. It's like an old eye chart. I think it's in French. I have some photographs that my grandfather took that my mom dug up for me. This is the bedroom. When I bought this place, there was not a door here at all. I guess because the guy who lived here was just him, so he didn't feel like he needed one. It's also just me, but I like a door. This is another vintage print. It's a little egg that I got framed. This table belonged to my other grandma, so I have both grandmas represented in my apartment. This art piece is something that I ordered off Etsy. I actually have 2 mentions of how strong/tough I am in the art in this room, which maybe is proof that I'm not that strong or tough. But this one says strong stuff, which is a nice reminder that when life gets shitty, I can handle it. Very comfy bed. I pride myself on like sleeping in a cloud, so probably more pillows than one person needs. I'm gonna show you guys my closets. Don't judge. Henry European Closet also built these, so there actually was no closet in this room. My contractor and his guys built out kind of the base of this wall, and then I got the closets themselves customized to have lots of storage and kind of build all the way up. I think that's like the #1 key in New York apartments, is to build up as far as you possibly can. I have like short hanging on this side and long hanging on the other side. I have like sweater storage, dresses, etc. So cramming a lot into a tiny space. The rest of my clothing storage is in here. Someone left this in the basement of my building, literally like for free. It was just sitting there. This little cute bed down here is Penny's. She doesn't sit in it very often, and I just keep it here because I think it's so cute that maybe someday she'll have the inclination to sit in it. This is my linen closet. It's the only other like official closet in the apartment. Same thing here, built all the way up. So like up to the tippy top where I have a little suitcase. Anything and everything that doesn't fit in the bedroom fits in here, and especially because I don't have a bathroom vanity where I could store all my product, all of that is like in this vicinity. Thank you guys so much for coming, and I hope you enjoyed the tour. If you would like to see more of me and my apartment, all the cookies I bake, and maybe Penny, she makes more of a guest appearance on the gram, you can find me at @_theGrandAPT.